Buenos dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Here's another one. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. She said, whoop. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. It's a vault with the gold habit. Bye-ya. 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 Settle down, homie. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Guard! We're about to get into some real shit. Because I remember when the world went crazy back in 1985. I remember when cocaine used to be a rich man's... Till one day in my neighborhood, motherfuckers started having Fetty. We was hanging on the corner yelling bass rocks. Homeboy yelling too short, blowjob Betty. Or were we bumping too short, blowjob Betty? One never knows, does one. But at the same time, right, in the meantime, in between time, you guys see the thumbnail so you know exactly what it is. We're going to talk about the crack game in my city, in my town, man, and how we functioned and how we got involved, right? But before we do all that, hit that like and subscribe button, man. Press that notification bell to all so you're abreast of all the dope content that I'm bringing all week long, because I'm bringing a whole lot of mo. And that's just what it is, man. Welcome back to Gunners Collective. Now, gente, raza, I don't know how it is in your barrio, in your hood, in your area, in your section, on your turf, on your block. But in my area, ooh-wee, it seems like the 90s was off the chain all the way into the 2000s, right? It was crazy. Every different city, every different block has their own little thing going on. But my barrio, my neighborhood, we were known to have the yak on deck, right? And that's just what it was, right? I remember, you know, you watch movies like Juice, you watch movies like New Jack City and all these movies, and they influence you, right? You see these movies and you're like, oh shit, right? These authors are really out there doing things. You know, movies like Paid in Full, they're really out there having, man, them gold BBSs and shit, right? Man, this is ours, man. I'm talking about in days, homie, in days, right? Vatos were getting money. They were out there getting money, man. There was the explosion of rock cocaine, the crack game, you know, and it took over. It took over the streets because it was something different. It was something new. It was something invigorating, right? And everybody wanted to be involved in it. And I got a whole lot of stories, and I'm about to tell you one crazy story, right? About how my hood, my neighborhood, my barrio, we were involved. Okay, we were heavily involved at one point in time. All of us thought we were Nino Brown. All of us thought we were that man. Come to find out, wasn't none of us that man. 20 years later, I end up at an AM PM filling up a minivan, looking at the homeboy talking about, what's it supposed to be like this, sister? He said, no, it wasn't supposed to be like this. But we had aspirations. We had idealisms, and we thought that we were fucking big time dope dealers. We weren't. Not us. Some were. We didn't have it in us, right? But I was heavily into the game. When I got out of CYA in 1996, late 96, the summer of 96, the wind blew that summer, right? I definitely got right involved. And I remember, man, getting 100 packs, right? 100 packs was 520s, man. Cutting them down, man. I was out there ganking motherfuckers. I was out there whooping them. I was doing whatever I had to do to bring mines back so that way I could bubble up. You guys know the recipe on the bubble up. Start out with 10. Go get the double up from the homeboy. By mid-afternoon, you already had a teener. Rock them up. You should have 2 zips and $300 in your pocket by the end of the night. If you weren't in the game heavy like that, then I don't know what it was. Now, of course, there were some vaulters that were really doing it on an elite status. I wasn't one of them, right? I was going zip for zipper, and I was happy with that. Call me the skipper. Because at the same time, as long as I was having a little bit of bread, I was having fatty up by the hands of cocaine. I was doing my thing. But it wasn't a cool thing. I should have got my ass a job. Should have went to college, got some knowledge. I should have did a lot of things, but I didn't. So I can only tell you what I did. So let me tell you guys a funny story about how the crack game affected my area. So a lot of my homeboys, myself included, everybody, there used to be a thing called yaks. Now, I don't know what you guys call them, cabbies, primos, or whatever in your section. But in my area, Mercedes, we call them the yackleberries, the yaks, right? And of course, that was a little clavo mixed with a little bit of yeska, twist them up, lick them, burn them down, and wah, 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 it was on, right? And homeboys got addicted to that shit, right? I'm going to tell you 2 stories. So I don't give a fuck, gang. This is straight up, homes, right? One story, man, I'm chilling at the homegirl's backyard, man. It's me and the homeboys. And I remember everybody, we used to have VIP sessions. Let's go to the back and smoke a yak, eh? You know what I mean? Let's get on one. And you just wanted to get stuck. This was not an upper, homes. You weren't wide awake, fucking bye, bye. You weren't doing none of that. You were straight up, wah, 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 Twilight Zone, eh? Right? So I wanted to go to the Twilight Zone this night with the homeboys. And I remember the homeboy Mo. Fucking Mo, right? He just got out of Y. He was on swole. He was about to lose all that night, right? That Vato's like, hey, I got a VIP here. Let's go. It's a 60, right? ¿Sabes qué? We went to the backyard. And I remember distinctly the homeboys passing it 1 round, 2 rounds. I wake up at 10 in the morning. Birds are chirping. You know what I mean? Buzzards are crowing. I was like, oh, shit. What happened? The homegirl's like, hey, are you going to go home? I got to go to work. I'm sitting there on the back porch like this. Stuck mode, right? I said, what happened? She said, I don't know. You hit the yak. You sat down and you just never got up. You know what I mean? You done missed everything. Everybody in this house got fucked last night. It was crazy, right? I was like, what? Serio? So I'm celibate, right? So I was just doing my thing. It affected me. From that moment on, right there, I knew the Yackleberries wasn't for me. I said, nah, hell nah. I can't handle that situation. I just rather stay on the game on this side rather than indulge, right? Never get high on your own supply. But of course, all the homies were doing it, man. And it was just one of those things where it was party. It was a party drug, man. It was something that we were involved in, but it wasn't fun. You know, ceased to be fun when it became that you wanted it. You know, when it was, hey, if we got it, we got it. But when you want it and you go looking for it, then there's an issue. There's a problem, homes. And that was the demise of a lot of good Norteños, a lot of good homeboys, because fools got addicted to the A1. Fools got addicted to the A1 from day one. We used to call them patients. We was prescribing them medicine and they were patients, right? So anyways, here's another story. So I have a homeboy named Angel, right? And this Vato was deaf. He was born deaf, just the way it was, right? Ever since we were kids in elementary school, I remember him coming to fucking, and I'm not making fun of anyone. That's just what he did, right? I remember him coming to school and thinking, damn, Angel fucking just can't talk. He can't speak. I can't breathe when you talk to me, right? He just couldn't do none of that. And he had a carnal that used to always look out for him. His brother was aggressive too. Hey, don't be fucking with my brother. Don't be making fun of him and shit. Nah, we ain't making fun of him. That's gay, but that motherfucker can't spit it out, is it? Right? You know what I mean? We used to fuck around. But this fool used to come to the spot, to the spiggity, right? He used to be off that A1. He wanted him a little demo one time for his mind. So I remember he would come and my other homeboy Pooks would be like, hey, trip out on this fool. Hey, this fool talks, fool, when he gets high. Nah, hell no, right? Hey, it ain't possible. It ain't gonna happen. Quietly as it's kept, I'm here to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth, right? This Vato hit the A1 right there, crackled it on his fucking whatever he crackled it on, and this Vato said, can I get another one? I said, what? This Vato talked. So one day his brother come, boom, 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 banging on the door. Hey, what's up, homie? I'm trying to see motherfuckers. What's up? You guys are getting my brother all spun. Hey, trip out, homes. It's either us or the Africanos. Someone's gonna serve them. It'd rather be us, right? I said, but here's the kicker. Hey, it makes your brother talk, bro. It works wonders. Nah, fuck no, bro. Who you think you are, Dr. Sebi? That shit ain't fucking work. Serio, bro. I think we found the cure for fucking deafness. Anyways, well, let me see what's happening here. Let me shoot your brother a dub. You're gonna have to shoot me at least 10 on it. Excuse me. Start talking about this shit and I start choking and shit like I can feel the drain. It's crazy, right? So, the Vato fucking puffs. Hey, what's up, bro? I love you. Right? What the fuck? Brother had tears in his eyes, literally. And I'm not, this ain't no joking matter. The Vato, it's like he had the ability to gain superpowers or something. I'm not saying that's what it does. I'm saying that's what it did for him. I don't know the recipe. All I know is the chemistry. I'm just saying the Vato definitely, it changed him. So let me tell you a situation, man, that freaked me out. So I get out of doing some prison time, man, and I get kicked out of my chick's house at the time, right? You know, I love my baby. I just have to tell this whole story. You know what I mean? I don't like, you know, to speak on all shit, but this is what it entails. That's it. So I get kicked out, ain't got nowhere to go. One of the homeboys pulls up on me. He's balling out of control. He's like, hey, bro. Hey, I got my carnal pad. It's like a bachelor pad, bro. It's a 4-bedroom. Go over there, man. Don't trip. I pay all the bills. I got you guys. And the homeboy was balling before he went to the feds, right? So he was taking care of all our necessities. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. We were grown men depending on another grown man. It's just the way it fucking was in the hood. Hey, we were just happy that the homeboy was blessing us with the lesson for us. So we're definitely, I was working at the time. The homeboys weren't. So we were having a little bit of feria, doing what we could do. But it was what it was. Our bills were getting paid. So we got this badass pad. We're throwing parties. It's the pachanga. Hey, this is my pachanga. Hey, searching for. We're getting our searching on. And I start to get involved heavily in the game, man. I'm talking about getting broke off quarter key here, quarter key there. Giants give hard, right? Anyone who knows what hard is, refer to the gangster manual where you see a Vato from 60s doing this. Right? Hard. So I start to get hard, man. I get about a quarter key of hard a week. I'm pushing. I'm doing what I do, right? I'm not making heavy moves. I'm not going to sit here and lie and act like I was Scarface, eh? That's that Vato in the back with that big old pile and shit all over his nose. But at the same time, I was doing mine. I was getting money, working and twerking and doing my thing. You know what I mean? So anyways, I was living my best life at that particular time. And I remember the homeboy had broke me off a half one. He was like, make me proud, eh? You know what I mean? I was like, fuck yeah. And up until that point, it had been all A1 from day one. I had been getting my money. Everything was good. I got me a new whip, threw little Daytonas on it. You know what I mean? Gold ones. I thought I was cool. I thought I was in. I thought I was balling like Errol Flynn, right? But what I was really doing was just holding on like En Vogue to a little something I shouldn't have been, because as soon as the homeboy seen it, the game changed. So we're kicking back. I'm chopping them down, doing my thing, right? And the homeboy's like, hey, damn, fool, like that? You got it like that? He said, fuck, right? I said, hey, listen, shh, don't tell nobody. Something about the West Coast, right? We're balling, canalito. We did it together, homes. Like la onda, right? We don't shine shoes no more. So we're chopping them down or whatever. And then my other homeboy, it was like his brother's pad. He was like looking, he was like, roll one, fool, right? Let's go old school, right? And now we haven't done this for a long time, man. We had got kind of out of that element of homeboys. Those same homeboys were still kicking back in garages, doing this, all stuck like they sniffed a can of paint, right? So I'm like, Saturday? He's like, just roll one, for old time's sake. For old time's sake. Orale, Freddie Jackson. Fuck it, roll one then. I told the homeboy pale, right? So the homeboy gets to rolling. I said, fuck it, roll two, eh? Let's get it. So he rolls deuce. We get sloped out for the deuce Nina. Or did we? 3 days later, and a quarter key less, the homeboys in the window at the strap like, I think I see surrendos. Let's say the other homeboys in the back talking about, is the chicken done already? And I'm sitting there like, fuck, I owe hella money, right? All stressed out. It got a hold on us, got a grip, right? It was just a great weekend. But at the same time, that's the type of shit that happened in the hood and the Vado. You can hear stories like that all the time. The crack game was different. You know, a lot of people utilized it to really get on. People like Jay-Z, people like that, man, that are notoriously known, allegedly, to have gotten in the game and got out the game and did it right. I wasn't that type of person. I was not no drug addict. I didn't have them problems, man. But I think everybody indulged or tried something at one point in their life, man. I know the meth, all that shit wasn't for me. I never was involved in that. The yes guy, that shit made me paranoid. I was like fucking fucking smoking in a pigeon coop. Couldn't do that either. But definitely smoked a yack or two once upon a time in my lifetime, right? And I'll tell you right now, just like any other homeboy would tell you, it was not the shits. It wasn't when we had it, but when we didn't have it, it wasn't. But the game went crazy in my neighborhood, and my neighborhood was notoriously known for that. You know, people used to hate on us. They used to be like, them vatos fucking, you know what I mean? They got all they're all about is A1 over there. And then later on, it was like, them vatos got all A1 over there. Yeah, absolutely. And that's just the way it was. Now, I'm not going to tell you why or who our connections were, but at the same time, I will tell you that a lot of us were involved in that. So let me tell you a little story. I go to Mexico, right? And I've told you guys this story, only I've subtracted this part of it, but fuck it, since I'm telling all, let's tell you this, right? So I'm in Mexico, I'm in Juarez, and I'm chilling there with the homeboys. And we're on the run, man. I'm facing my prison time. Ultimately, I did end up catching 4 years, or I took a deal for 4 years and went to the pen. But prior to that, we were there. This is when I tacos de perro. I'm in Juarez with the good homeboys. We're wiggling, right? The wiggle is real. And so we're over there, and we get to parlaying one night. And I'm like, damn, you want to reminisce, eh? And the homeboy's like, fuck it, I was thinking the same thing. So there was a little vato there named Panico, right? Called him Panic. This is prior. I told you guys a story of his demise. That was it for him. He was on a newspaper like that, right? But we see him, we're like, hey, homie, you know where to get a little papel, get a little something? Don't, you know, a little winka? He was like, yeah, I got us, right? Shoot me $5. Fine, what on, right? That ain't gonna do nothing for me. He's like, no, believe me, this is Mexico. This is gonna do a whole lot for you. Whole lot of more, right? Bam, slip him off the 5. He runs with the Lincoln and goes to do his thing in a beat up Lincoln, right? So when he comes back, he has this little fucking triangle paper. He throws it on the table. He's like, there. I said, oh man, I was talking about hard, eh? You know what I mean? We like to fucking throw it in a little yes guy. So I can get it wah. He was like, no. Just try a gag of this. So I did a little gagalini. I'm not gonna lie, man. Back in the days. Da-da-da-da! Space yay, right? Not space coke, space yay. Yay, right? I was gone, homie. Never again in my whole lifetime did I not said, oh, I'm good. That right there was the last straw. That right there was A1 from diggity day one, right? That was different. That's what it was. I don't even know how I got back from Mexico. Tell you the truth, I think I walked, right? Or I ran. It was different, homie. It was like that movie fucking The Wolf of Wall Street. You You want to smoke some crack with me? That was crazy, right? Homeboys were deep in the game like that and doing stupid shit, man. Hey, I'm just telling you the real. That's one thing you're going to get on my channel. I'm not going to sugarcoat, add preservatives, and bullshit you guys, you know? We were involved in a lot of different things, man, at a lot of different times. But at the end of the day, we shouldn't have been doing this stupid shit. We were young. You know, I was 18, 19, 20 years old. As I got into my 30s and incarceration, I started to say, you know, fuck that, bro. What was I doing? You reflect back now, and it's funny times and good times and happy times. But at the same time, man, what were we doing? Products of our neighborhood, products of our barrio, gente. That's just what it is. You know, in my neighborhood, in my section, like I said, man, that was the shit. That's what everybody was doing. You know, VIPs to the back. It wasn't nothing to do it, but be true to it and do it. So one more story, since I'm right here. I'm on the run. I'm always on the run, right? I'm on the run for that particular crime. This was prior to me going to Mexico. Same crime, right? I'm in Oxnard, California at a homeboy's house. Wiggle down there, right? Chilling like a villain, just getting by in some apartments. I don't even know what street we're on. Ghetto, though. And I think we were... I'm not sure. There was like a Rose Street or something. I don't know. It was either Ventura or fucking Oxnard. So anyways, we're right there chilling. And the homeboys are like, you want to reminisce? That was the thing always. You want to reminisce? Fuck it, reminisce. But I didn't want to this particular night. I just wanted to kind of sit back and observe and see the effects. And when I seen that night exactly what they did to the homeboy, one homeboy was like, that shit was bomb, man. That's all I kept saying. That shit was bomb, man. That shit was bomb. I was like, was it? I was fucking with his head. Was it? Was it bomb? Before you dropped the bomb on me, baby. It was crazy. I knew then, and I realized there that was that, man. That my hands were clean of that shit, man. That was from way back in the days when we were young. Young gang members, you know, of the 90s, the 2000s. We run a whole different thing. Nowadays, kids drink lean. They're off the pills, the fizz, or whatever it is. I don't know. You know, I don't know the recipes because I'm not heavily involved in that. But in our days, it was things like yaks, KJ. You know, people don't even know what KJ is from down south. I remember I have a homeboy, is from down south. I was like, hey, you ever blown KJ? He was like, KJ? I was like, oh, that's that San Whole shit, right? You don't even know. He was like, PCP is very explosive. I said, is it? Shit. You know what I mean? You want to have a threesome? No, that'd be for you and your old lady over there. Anyways, with that being said, gente, that's just the truth, the fact of the matter. The crack era, man, in my neighborhood, I can't speak on other places. I don't know how they were doing it, man. But if anyone sits here and lies and talks about, I never smoked a cab, man, I was cool with that shit. I smoked it straight. You know what I mean? You already know what they're doing. With that being said, gente, I hope that you guys move smooth with a purpose. I hope that you enjoyed the comedy in this story. It's all true stories. It's all facts. It actually did happen. I mean, I don't care what anyone thinks or what anyone's going to say. They're going to make memes. Gunner's a crackhead. Nah, Gunner wasn't a crackhead. Gunner was doing everything the other homeboys were doing because I wasn't leading homes. I was following. And I was following my intuition. My intuition ultimately said to get away from that shit. And I did, man. And this is just what it was. Damn, I got something stuck right here in my throat. The drain. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive to struggle and the struggle to strive. We're going to continue to do what we do right here on Gunners Collective. That's just what part of the game is, and that's what I'm going to do. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for all people and all gente. I'm going to bring you a little bit of comedy. I'm going to bring you a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But what I'm going to definitely bring you, gente, and there's no doubt about that, is facts. Gracias for all the support I've been getting from the raza. Let's get this motherfucker back bubbly, man. And that's just what it is. From my house to your house to the gente, for the people, by the people. The gun is bang, bang, in that fashion.